Hello friends, this is Dr. Vijay Kumar. I am welcoming you all in my lecture on the topic level of significance. Here I will also discuss about the p-value concept in statistics. As in this lecture series of hypothesis testing, in the first video, I discussed about the term hypothesis. In the second video, I discussed about the concept of null and alternate hypothesis. In the present video, I will discuss about the concept of level of significance and p-value. In the coming video, I will discuss test statistics and how to take right decision about your hypothesis. So first I will briefly introduce what is hypothesis, what is null hypothesis, what is alternate hypothesis. For more clarification, for detailed discussion, you can access my previous videos. In the previous video, I discussed hypothesis is a presumptive statement or reasonable guess based upon the available evidences which the researcher seek to prove through his or her study. So, hypothesis is a presumption which is based upon a reasonable guess, based upon the available previous evidences. And a researcher try to do some research work for proving his hypothesis. So, this I already discussed. A null hypothesis is such an assumption statement with no effect or no difference or no change. So under null hypothesis, we are when we are stating a null hypothesis, in that condition we are presuming the previous condition is similar to the present one. So we are assuming the sample statistic is similar to your population parameter. When if we are doing some work on some salt, some drug, some supplement, we are assuming that the previous supplements, previous salt, previous drug showing similar effect to the present one. So this way we are stating a null hypothesis. Alternate hypothesis is opposite to the null hypothesis. So, under alternate hypothesis, we are considering the reverse of, vice versa of the alternate of the null hypothesis. So, come to the our present lecture, level of significance. This level of significance is denoted by alpha, and it is explained as probability of committing type 1 error. So first I will discuss about the type 1 and type 2 error. So come to this slide. Here I will discuss what is type 1 error, what is type 2 error. Type 1 error is generally denoted by alpha, and type 2 error is denoted by beta. So here we have four conditions. First, I will discuss how we are doing this explanation. Suppose we have a null hypothesis. Our null hypothesis may be true or may be false, and after doing our analysis, we may reject or accept our null hypothesis. So we have four total four situation. In the first situation, our null hypothesis is true, and we are, after doing analysis, we are rejecting our null hypothesis. So we are doing a mistake. We are rejecting a true null hypothesis. True null hypothesis. So this type of error is termed as type 1 error. Come to the second situation. Here our null hypothesis is true, and we are accepting null hypothesis. So this is okay condition. We are accepting a true null hypothesis. No problem. We are doing things in a better way. Come to this third condition. Here our null hypothesis is false, and we are rejecting our null hypothesis. This is also an okay condition. because we are rejecting a false null hypothesis. No problem, this is okay. Now come to the fourth situation. Here the null hypothesis is false, and we are accepting the null hypothesis. So here again we are doing some mistake. We are accepting a false null hypothesis. This is termed as type 2 error and denoted by beta. So we have total two types of null hypothesis, type 1 error, and we have total two types of error under accepting or rejecting null hypothesis. These are type 1 error and type 2 error. Among these two errors, type 2 error is supposed to be more dangerous, more critical, and generally we try to reduce both mistakes, both errors, but there is a relationship between these two errors. When we are trying to reduce type 1 error, your type 2 error will be increased, and when you will try to reduce type 2 error, your type 1 error will increase. So to put both error in the minimum level, we are just doing we are coming with the concept of level of significance. So here what we are doing, we are fixing the level of the maximum permissible level of type 1 error. This is known as alpha or level of significance. In this way we are trying to fix the type 2 error, so that this level of type 2 error should be minimized. As I discussed, type 2 error is more critical, more dangerous. So uh, we are trying to put a maximum limit on the type 1 error, so that your type 2 error should be at the minimum level. In this slide these things will be more clear. So level of significance alpha is the maximum probability of type 1 error that we are ready to accept. As your type 2 error is more critical, more dangerous, so we are putting a limit on maximum limit on the type 1 error. This we can permit, so that your type 2 error should be minimized. So this is the explanation for level of significance for the alpha. In most of case, alpha is set at 5% level. So in most of the study, we are generally fixing level of significance at 5% level of significance. This you can also represent by 0.05, that is 5%, or sometime we are taking alpha at 1% level, that is 0.01. However, this will depend, this percentage of level of significance depend on the type of research and the level of accuracy expected. If you are doing research on plant in agriculture field, then in that case you can take alpha at 5% level, at 10% level. If you are expecting not very much accuracy, in that case you can take up to 10% of level of significance. But if you are doing is based upon human treatment, human health, in that case you can't take your alpha at 10% level. In that case you should take your level of significance at 1% or even less, 0.1% level. So this all depend upon your type of research and level of accuracy expected. So for accepting or rejecting your null hypothesis, this is the concept. As I earlier discussed, you will calculate your test statistics, and you will compare with you will compare with the tabulated value. You will compare the tabulated value with calculated value after doing calculation. This is the another way for taking a decision. After uh, after choosing your alpha level, you will do your analysis. After analysis, you will get a p value. In this video, in later slide, I will discuss what is p value. You will you uh, Before doing your analysis, you choose your alpha level. It may be 0.05, 0.01, or 0.001. You choose your alpha level. Now after doing your analysis, you will come with an p level, p value. If your p value is less than alpha value, your null hypothesis will be rejected. So rejection of null hypothesis means there is significance difference. So lower value of p denoting significance difference or rejection of your null hypothesis. In later slide, I will make this thing more clear. Suppose your alpha level is 5%. Usually we are doing research by assuming by taking alpha at 5% level. Suppose your alpha is at 5% level, or it is 0.05. So if your p value is less than 0.05, your null hypothesis will be rejected, or this is showing significance difference. If your p value is more than 0.05, your null hypothesis will be accepted, or it is showing there is no significance difference. So this is the explanation for p value. The p value is the probability that null hypothesis given for a research to be true. As I explained earlier, if your p value is higher, then it's showing your null hypothesis is true. If the p value in hypothesis testing is near zero, then the null hypothesis is rejected. Near zero means the p value is very less. Then in that case, your null hypothesis will be rejected. It's explaining that there is significant difference between sample mean and the population parameter. It's showing that there is a significant difference between the earlier drug and the new one. So this is the explanation of p value. If the sample mean in two groups are identical, that is your null hypothesis is true, the sample are showing identical mean, in that case your p value will be near 1. If your sample mean are identical, same sample mean, then in that case your p value of t test will be near to 1 or be 1. So friend, this is all explanation about the level of significance and p value. I think this is a bit confusing. So if you have any doubt, you can write to me in the comment box. I will try to make things clear. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you very much.